What's up guys? Today we're going to be showing you how easy it is to install SuperATV's low profile fender flares on this Honda Pioneer 1005. Let's get right to it. So the first thing you're going to do, we're going to be working on the passenger side here. We're going to look on the inside of the factory fender and we're going to see that we have two push pins. We're going to remove both of those push pins and then take our passenger side fender flare and attach it utilizing the stock push pins that we removed. So remove the push pins and then take your flare. We're just going to take our flare, take the factory push pins, and attach it to the machine. So it should look just like this. Then what we're going to do is hold our flare up into position, get it exactly where we want it, and just go ahead and drill all of our holes for our push pins. And then drill right through the flare into the plastic. And then every time we drill a hole, what I like to do is just go ahead and take my push pin and install it. Now we're going to go ahead and drill our final two holes. We're going to take a push pin and install it into this hole here. So we're going to take our Allen headed bolt, our beveled washer, our flat washer, and our nylock nut. Take the Allen headed bolt, slide it through the beveled washer, and we're going to come up here to the machine. We're going to slide our hardware through this hole here. And then on the back side, which you're not going to be able to see, you're just going to take your washer, slide it onto the threads, and then take your nut, get it started, and then we will fully tighten our hardware. So now we're going to take our right rear bracket, we're going to lip it over top of the plastic here, just like so. We're going to get it slid into position. It needs to be right up against the edge of the frame. We're going to hold it into position. It needs to be butted up here, as tight as it'll go. Then we're going to take a paint marker and mark through our holes. There'll be two holes that you need to drill here, one back in the rear, and there'll be one up here. But what I like to do is get these holes drilled and then bolt it up, and then at the very end we'll put our last bit of hardware in. Now that we have our holes drilled, we're going to take our bracket, put it back into place. We're going to take the M6 10mm headed bolt. These are self-tappers, so they should start a little bit into the hole, but once you get it started, you'll want to take an impact and run them in. So now what we're gonna do is lower the machine down, we're gonna dump the bed, and we're gonna mark our bracket to the frame on this forwardmost hole that we can't get to. Once we've done that, we'll drill it, and we're gonna take the bracketry back off, attach our flare to the bracket, and then fully install it. So now what we're gonna do is drill straight through the bracket into the frame on this location here. We have dumped our bed to give us access to it. So now that we have our hole drilled, we're gonna go ahead and remove our bracket and attach our flare to the bracket. So now we're gonna take our flare, lay it on top of our bracket. It should be oriented just like we have ours. Well, we are working on the passenger side. So we're gonna take the same hardware that we used on our front fender to fasten it. We're gonna have our Allen head, our beveled washer, our nylock, and our flat washer. So we're gonna take our Allen, slide it through just like this. So we're gonna take our hardware, oriented just like so, slide it through our flare, through our bracket. Then on the bottom side, we're gonna take our flat washer, then our nylock nut. Just like this. Then we are going to come to this outermost hole right here, install the same hardware, same orientation of the hardware, just like this. And this one you will kind of have to flex the flare. To get the hardware installed. Come right here and install the hardware as well. And we're going to take another bit of hardware, slide it through this hole. It'll be the last hole that is not getting a bolt through it to attach it to the frame. And then we're just going to go through and fully tighten all our hardware. Once all our hardware is fully tightened, what we're going to do is go ahead and install the flare to the machine. As you can see, the rest of these holes are going to line up with the holes that are going to be attaching the fender flare to the frame of the machine. So what I like to do is go ahead and start my hardware through my flare. It'll kind of thread through, and that's going to make it easier, so whenever you go to lay your flare up onto the machine, all you got to do is just tighten your hardware up. Get at least 2 of them started through. Again, all that's going to do is just make it easier on you to get it installed. Alright, so now what we're going to do is just take it, lay it up here. like to run the hardware up. This makes it that much easier to get everything lined up. Now all you're gonna do is just repeat the same exact steps for the opposite side. Once you've done that, that's all there is to it to install SuperATV's low-profile fender flares on this Honda Pioneer 1005. Be sure to check the description below for a link to pick yours up today, and while you're there, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.